let's go fishing. You know it's really great, let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes, let's go fishing. It's easy when you try, floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike.
Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Let's Go Fishing show here on the Halloween night, Mike, November the 31st, 2019. It's, you know, coming over here, man, it was just wall to wall.
Wall to wall.
Yeah, cars and kids and parents running around out there in the Norwood area there. And, yeah, but we made it over safe and sound, and looked like they was, I mean, you know how it is. I don't have to tell you. It's chaos is what it is.
It's the only time of year I fit right in.
Oh, no. Don't get me laughing, Mike. I'll start coughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, folks, I've been kind of under the weather here, actually, for about 2 months, I guess. Still got the cough, but I don't have the stopped up head and all that congestion in my head, so I'm doing a lot better, but still got a little bit of cough here. Hope I can get rid of that here in a few days, but we're glad to have y'all with us, and we got some pictures coming in here in a few minutes. Mike's been crappie fishing a little bit, and we'll see how that goes on. Got my new jersey, my captain's jersey for the high school tournaments, and sponsored by Reynolds Racing and Marine and all these other folks that these boys has got in contact with, and got them on our jerseys there. So we're just going to see what we can come up with. I have not been fishing. Just working and being sick and a few other things going on. It just hadn't been, and I hate it. You know, it's hard to have a fishing show without fishing, Mike.
That's right.
I mean, it just doesn't work, and so I'm looking forward to the day, the next trip we can make. Hopefully, we can get some good film. We're going to try. Our plans are to go Saturday down at Watts Bar and fish a IUOE tournament that they're putting on for the operators, and out of the local union we belong to, and going to put in at the dam at Watts Bar, and hopefully we can do some good and get some film, Mike.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we will.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Mike slipped back down there on the lake last weekend, I think, and caught a few crappie. How many did you get, Mike?
I think I brought home 8.
Brought home 8? Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good.
Give them to Bill and Polly there, and give Polly something to eat on.
Yeah, that's good. Better say hello to Dad.
Yeah, I was down there today and asked him to come over here and be on the show, and he agreed to that. But then I said, "You gonna tell us some of your secrets while you're over there?" He said, "No."
Yeah, I can imagine that. That's right. He was a pretty good fisherman, I'll tell you that. Didn't really realize how good he was till quite a few years later, but he was hard to beat. Stayed at it. Like Bill, he didn't know when to quit. This day and night, you know, for sure. But say hello to Dad and to Bill and Polly and Gay and Paul Harrison there. I want to say hello to Paul. All right. Let me right quick while it's on my mind here. I did not get to talk to Glenn Reynolds today, but I did want to mention about that Stratus that he took in on trade. If it may already be gone, I don't know that, but 2007 Stratus with a E-Tech on it, 150 E-Tech. It's like he said the other day, that thing's mint condition, you know. I hope we hear is that my horn blowing? It's not mine. Okay, got him cut off. I thought maybe I'd set on my keys here and set the alarm off. But anyway, that Stratus, like I said, I don't know if it's still there or not, but Glenn was just really all excited about how good and how well taken care of that boat was. So if you're looking for a good deal in one, I'd get by there and check it out. Be worth your while to stop by there and check on that, look at that Stratus. Like I said, you can call him before and see if he still got it. He may not have it. He said it was in real good shape. Just wanted to mention that. Like I said, Mike, he got to go crappie fishing there last week and brought them fish home, and but it's been slow down there, ain't it, Mike?
Been real slow.
Yeah.
Boy.
There on Watts Bar. I was riding out with a gentleman there yesterday, I guess it was, yesterday afternoon from work there, and he is bought a little place there in Blue Springs, and he's been remodeling it and fixing it up, making him a cabin out of it, and he was telling me, we were talking, you know, and I said, well, it's about time for them rockfish to come back in there and eating on. He said they already are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, eating on the minnows, you know. He said, yeah. He said, dadgummit, said I can stand on the dock there and throw that top water. He liked top water fishing, and he said, yeah, I can stand on my dock and go out there and get one every now and then, you know, just about any time you want to. And he was telling me about he had one of those yellow striped hit a top water plug the other day. He said it was, you know, biggest than he'd ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, they usually don't get very big. He said, I know it. Said that thing was a whopper.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, but anyway.
8-10 inches about it.
Yeah. And if you catch one up there 13, 14 inches, that's a dandy.
It's a big
them
one.
yellow stripe, sure is. But anyway, he was like I said, trying to remodel his place there and get him a cabin built or fixed up, and he said he really enjoyed it, being able to just go out there and go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yes.
And I said, yeah, I've never known that. I wished I had them. But anyway, we'll get back at it. Said hello to everybody, and we got some pictures we're going to show here in a few minutes. The guys that were on Dale Holler back in the summer have been fishing down Dale Holler last week, last 8 or 10 days, and they sent Gay some pictures of some of the fish they caught, and we're going to show them here in a few minutes. Dylan's getting them situated so we can put them on the screen, and we'll see how that goes. Let's see.
I had a boy from up toward the Follett that I worked with over there. He was talking about some of his buddies and stuff that said them smallmouths had come up again the banks up at Norris, and they was catching the heck out of them since they changed the size limit back to 18 inches and stuff, and said they was catching the heck out of them smallmouths up there on top water and jerk baits and different things like that, crankbaits, and how good it was up there. But kind of about what Bill was talking about down at Dale Holler, that got a lot of minnows down at Dale Holler. And I was telling him about the watch bar. I said, according to my depth finder, that first 5 foot was just almost solid minnows. It's almost the whole top of the water is covered with minnows, and then you ease out toward deeper water and them balls of minnows. I said, they either put the depth finder out, or you can look down at 10 to 30 foot, and it's just all kinds of minnows down there. So there's so many minnows down at Watch Bar that there ain't no way a fish could starve to death down there unless something locked his mouth up where he couldn't open it, because all he's got to do is open it up and start sucking minnows down.
Yeah.
There's so many down there. That's the most minnows I've ever seen in my life on that lake.
Watch Bar right now?
Watch Bar right now.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable at the minnows it's down there.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I thought I had those guys right here. I may call. We may take a little break right here in just a minute, and I'll call Gay and get the name of this. We had them on the phone there back in the summer, you know, when they were idling out. They were watching the show on, had streamed the show on their smartphone and was idling out of no wake zone there at, let's see, Willow Grove. No, was it Willow Grove? Is that where they was
Star
at?
Point?
No, they was on down the lake down there on the left.
Okay.
What's that?
Livingston?
Yeah, down around Livingston, or the next dock down.
From Willow Grove was Livingston.
Yeah, okay. Somewhere in that neighborhood, they were coming out, going fishing, and watching us while we were over here on the show. I'll call and get their names there, and we'll show them pictures. Dylan's got all the pictures up there. I really want to, I'll tell you what, Dylan, take us to a break, and we'll come back here in a minute, and I'll have the gentleman's name that's caught the fish. I just can't remember it right now. All right, here we go. There's, yeah. Rob Moore and Tim Gill. That was the two gentlemen that caught the fish. You got the pictures ready? All right, let's do that. I knew oh yeah. Dang, that's a nice one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. Don't you look there, Mike, what a smallmouth. Dang. Dang. Shoot.
Bill said Dale Holler was getting to be that many shad in there, said the way them fellas was talking, said it's just completely covered with them.
Huh.
More minnows, bigger the fish are to get.
I don't know. It looks like they may have been out there at dark. I don't know that.
Nighttime fishing.
It looks like they might have been night fishing, Mike. Buddy, they've got some nice fish right there. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Sure have. Son of a gun.
Looks a little bit like that one you knocked off my hook.
Yeah, kind of a little bit. Probably ain't though, but that kind of looks like it. Right. Yeah. Buddy, that's wonderful. I mean, them some. You know, just looking at them fish down there, they just so dang healthy, and I honestly,
They are. No doubt.
I mean, they're footballs.
Yeah.
They're just footballs, but that's all you can make of it. But that was Rob Moore and Tim Gill, from Friends of Gay's from down Nashville way, and they come up to Dale Holler and fish quite a bit. It's good to get to show them pictures and talk about them two gentlemen. But they love that fishing, and I don't blame them. But them was two dandy fish right there they had.
Sure is.
Sure was. Okay, Dylan, take us to a little break, and we'll come back and get on something else here. All right. Okay, folks, welcome to the Edgemore Outdoors. I'm over here with Vance and Jim today. They've had several customers in. Just to give you a little idea of the whole shop. You guys have seen it. You know what's in here. I mean, it's, you know, everything that you're looking for. And then let's keep getting all the new stuff in. So we're going to get over here to the counter and visit with Vance. He's been making a list. And we got a bunch of reels up on the cabinet. And we're going to take a look at that. You know, everything in the world in here, fishing lures, lines, plastics, sunglasses, all kinds of baits, swim baits, jigs, spinner baits, plugs, rods, reels, boat saver. I mean, it's all here. So come by and see Edgemore. We'll get over here and see what what Vance has got us here on the counter. All right, folks, I'm here with Vance behind the counter. Vance, what you got laid up here for us, bud?
What we got here is some newer Daiwa spinning reels and a Daiwa Tatula CT bait caster.
Uh-huh.
And then we also got a newer Lew's bait caster here. It's a Tournament Pro.
Yeah.
We got some new Dixie Custom feather stick rods here.
So now, you've been bragging about that rod a whole lot. Let's hear about it.
Well, this rod's a little bit lighter than the other models. It's also, the blank is made thinner, and
Yeah.
instead of just red foam, it's got actual red wind grips on there for you.
Uh-huh.
So that's a real nice rod there.
Well, I picked it up. I sure did like it. It is light about that, and it's got some good backbone to it to be that light. So that's a plus. Now, what about these two reels right here,
We got
Lance?
a Daiwa Rev Rose here, that's $49.99.
Mm-hmm.
And a Daiwa Exceller here, $79.99.
And well, I tell you what, they sure feel smooth
Yeah,
to me.
they're light, they're smooth. It's a real good quality reel for the money there.
Okay.
We also got Mega Bass. Got
Yeah.
all that in here.
Got some mega bass
Got
and
Mega Bass. Yep. We got some new braid, different kinds of braid that is fluorescent.
yeah.
Glows under high vis.
Okay.
Got the Tokyo rigs. Got new VMC Nico shroom weights.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, folks, get by here to see Edgemore Outdoors. Jim or Vance will be here. Got live bait, night crawlers. I mean, you know, hey, if we don't have it here, you don't need it. So get by here and visit with Edgemore Outdoors. All right, folks.
Okay.
Hey folks, I'm here at Reynolds Racing and Marine, 620 Ray Street here in Kingston. Got Mr. Glenn Reynolds here with us. Glenn, tell us about this beautiful Bullet boat sitting here.
Okay, this is the latest deal. It's called SST. It's 21 foot long. Has a lot of key features inside. It's got three coolers, so you keep your beverages plenty cool. Got a little wider front end up front. And it's got the recessed foot pedal for the new Spotlight trolling motors that I'm going to try to sell Steve one.
Yes, sir.
And it's a pretty silver and red.
Boy, it's beautiful. It really
Got
is.
the new 250R.
250R on that thing, folks. Man, this thing looks sharp.
That's just one boat. Of course, we got it in the background here.
Yeah.
We've got several side-by-sides.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And then...
oh, there's the big 5-seater. That's a 5-seater. Man, dadgone it,
We've
Glenn.
got a lot of side-by-sides.
Yes, sir.
And then we've got, of course, this is
Allison?
this is the Allison Color Pro Series.
All right, folks, we're back, and that was a little shot of Edgemore Outdoors. What's going on over there? A couple of months old. Need to get by there and shoot a new film. Check on Jim and Vance and that kind of thing. And then had some of Reynolds Racing and Marine. Now that red boat, that was the new Bullet SST. It's been gone. It didn't last no time flat. Now he was supposed to got a new one in.
Yellow and silver, yellow and white or something?
Yeah. And then I think he was, I think it was going to be orange and white with a black bottom.
Oh, orange and white.
Yeah, orange and white with a black bottom. And I don't know if he got it in yet. I hadn't thought to ask him about it. And it may done be gone. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, he's got a couple of Allisons down there, and this was last week when I talked to him, and got some Express. I also had several of the crappie boats in the Express down there. It's crappie season, and he did have, I think maybe 2 of the camo finish on them, and then 3 or 4. I know we had that tan and white one, and the silver gray looking color down there the other week when I was down there. So anyway, check him out there if you're interested in in a crappie boat or something like that, give them a call down there, go by and look them over. Be glad to show them to you, know. Don't forget, he's also got the Yamaha and Honda motors and the Mercuries. So got 3 choices there on whatever you want. Let's see, Mike. Let's do the flyer on the tournament Saturday. What do you think, Dylan? Can you put that up? Yeah. All right, there it is. 3rd annual fellowship tournament, November the 3rd, 2019, 7-2. Watts Bar, huh?
November 2nd.
November 2nd. I don't know why I keep thinking the 3rd. November the 2nd. Time is 7-2, $50 a boat, and paybacks 1st, 2nd, 3rd place. Registration begins at 5 a.m. Day of the event, 5 fish limit per boat, largemouth 15 inches and smallmouth 18 inches. No dead fish. So your blast off is the number that you register in. You know, if you register number 10, you blast off 10, so on and so forth. So anyway, that's the deal on that, and hopefully Mike and I can get down there Saturday and participate in that. We're wanting to, if things work out, and got to get some film somewhere. Maybe somebody can catch some, Mike, and we can film.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? Yeah, that's a fact. All right. Next thing we want to talk about is this Watts Bar Bassin flyer. Can you put that up? Yeah, there it is, Dylan. Yeah, good deal. November the 9th, and it's going to be at Rockwood. And then November the 30th will be at Caney Creek. It says the Watts Bar Winter Bassin Trail. And go into December the 7th, and then be at Rockwood. Then the 21st of December will be at Caney Creek. Then it goes to January at Rockwood, and the 25th at Caney Creek, and then February at Rockwood, February the 8th, and then Rockwood on February the 22nd. So $70 entry, includes largemouth lunker, $10 smallmouth lunker, and optional on the smallmouth. Blast off 7:30 in order of entry, so on and so forth, and you weigh in at 2:30. Both subject to change after the first tournament. No dead fish. You know, the time limit, the times may change. It just depends on after the first tournament, see how things go. They may fish a little later, and they may start a little later. Don't know.
Depends on the daylight.
Daylight, that's exactly right, Mike. That's what that's all about. Okay, we appreciate them.
It's Watts Bar only.
Yeah, it's on Watts Bar only. You're alternating between Rockwood and Caney Creek, and
it is 100% payback.
100% payback, yes, sir. Pretty good setup there.
Yeah.
865-247-3222. That's 3222. 247-3222. Don't know who the gentleman is that's running the tournament, but there's his phone number. I'm sure he'd be glad to hear from you, because the 9th will be here next weekend, Mike. Not this coming, but the following weekend will be the 9th.
Yeah, it sure will.
Yeah, it'll be here before you know it. All right, that's a good deal. Don't forget, folks, you can catch the show by streaming it live. To watch us live on YouTube, go to www.youtube.com BBBTV12.
Yeah.
Right there it is. First, now, you know, now that Mike, when you advertise that right there, you better you need to have some fish, you know. I mean, They don't need nobody. I mean, they ain't what they, you
You
know.
don't call this the Steve Cox talk show?
No, I'm gonna call it the Mike Cox talk show. Yeah, because I mean, I've not got a chance to go fishing, so I've got an excuse. I don't know what your problem is.
Well, I kind of been busy too.
Yeah, I kind of figured you had.
A lot of things have been happening.
Yeah. Anyway, Mike, tell us something. You want to show your film?
I guess we can, yeah.
All right, let's see that crappie film he's got, Dylan.
Okay, folks. I'm down here at Rockwood again this morning. Looks like the rain's over with. I'm gonna try them out here. They got a pretty good crowd. You can see the parking lot back here behind me. Got some kind of pretty good tournament going on. Looks like several of them are in it. But anyway, this water temperature says 66.3 on the surface. So we're gonna get a minnow on here and see what we can find out. And hopefully we can catch a few crappie. And we might even do a little bass fishing or something. You never know. So anyway, stick with us and remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing. All right, folks. I got one on here, but I'm afraid it may have whiskers on him. Let's see. Yep, that's what I thought. Them rascals or something else. Anyway, we get him off, try to get back at him. All right. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's another one. There you go. I reckon they're just everywhere. No matter what depth you fish or where at. And they're just everywhere. We get him off here and try it again. Let's see what we got this time. Hey, looky here. All right, that's what we're hunting right there. There you go, rascal, you. Yeah. Yeah, exactly what we're hunting right there. There's that dandy there. Put him in the box, see if we can get another. Well, missed the box. Well, there you go. That ain't worth a damn. Rascal. Well, I believe I've set a record here. That's where it looks like one of them Florida strain bass right there. Sure does. Pretty thing, though, I tell you that. My goodness. Right. About time. About time. Where? Rascal. There we go. Right. Two keepers. Well, that's going another one of them strappers. My goodness. All right, folks, I think I got a crappie here. Yeah. Like he's a keeper. Put him in the box. Maybe I can get another one. And there's about 25, 26 foot. So let's get some needle nose on that one. Anyway, we'll try them again. All right, folks, I got another here, but I don't know. Yeah, that's a crappie. Whoa, there now. My goodness. Hang on there now. All right, another nice one. About 25 foot. Get back after him. Off a little. He might make it. No, ain't gonna be just a tad short, I'm afraid. Yep, 9 3/4. Hold on there a minute. I'll throw you back. Try it again. I think I got another one here. Pretty sure, yep. Small one, but I believe he'll keep. Looks like he will. Put him on the board and see. Oh yeah, he's almost 11 inches, yeah. Make it. I think that's 2, it makes 5. That wind ease up a little bit, we might catch some. Ah, buddy, might have known that. There's a striper. See what we got this time. It feels halfway decent. Yeah, there's a crappie. Kind of stubborn, anyway. Hard to get them by. They just got to be just sitting dead still before they'll hit it, that's for sure. Let's see what this is. That's what I thought. You old rascal, you. My goodness gracious. We get him off here and see what we can get everything straightened out again. All right, folks, we'll see what we got here. Another striper. My goodness gracious. It's 3 in a row. So we got it done. I got it. Throws these gill plates out. Throws these fins up. Ain't world keep you from getting a hold of him. He won't open his mouth or nothing. He ain't big as nothing, but mean. There you go. Mean. All right. Oh my goodness. He's a lily, but he's a black nose. Don't think he'll measure. Black nose crappie. He's just 9 inches. You'll grow up one of these days. Then about 25 foot. All right, let's see what we got this time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we take that in there. Crappie. 11 inches, I think. Yeah, he's 11 inches. Oh, now. No, right up here. Yeah, he's 11. There, see what we can get another. All right, folks, I believe I finally got a bass on. Been half a day. That rascal, I want you to look at that. Little old smallmouth. Hope that ain't something. He's a pretty little thing, yo. There you go. Yeah, very little smallie. Oh, he hit that thing like a 20-pounder. Mad and mean. Throw a few more times and probably head to the house. Okay, folks. Had a pretty good day. Weather's turned out real nice. Better get on in because it looks like the bugs is getting out. Boat's covered with bugs. Where I went in the other night, they're all over the depth finder, seats, motor, everything. Covered up with them. So, I'm gonna head in. Maybe I won't get too many of them in my eyes on the way in. So anyway, we'll see you Thursday night on the show. I think I ended up with 7 crappie. Yeah, 7. So anyway, just have a good evening and remember the sponsors. And let's go fishing.
All right, Mike, we're back there. Looked like you had 3 or 4 pretty good crappie.
Yeah, there's, I think 4 nice ones and 4 smaller ones, you know. But, had that whopper of a bass there that I started to get him mounted, but I was afraid he'd escape through the drain hole in the live well there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about that? And you think that was one of those Florida strings?
Oh, I know it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Huh.
It was, yeah.
Well, speaking of that, we know they turned a lot of them loose up in Caney Creek and down 4 or 5 places there on the lake that they've turned them things loose, you know, here in the last few years, and trying to get them to see how they're going to do. We know they've done really well on Chickamauga, but you know, the farther this way you get, the temperature changes just a little bit.
It does.
But I'm hoping that they ought to start showing up. Now, you know, I'm going to tell you right before we let Mike get back to his crappie deal. They were having several tournaments out of the Watch Bar Dam access area, and a lot of the guys was locking through, and they were bringing back some of the Florida strain bass that was, you know, that they'd caught off of Chickamauga, and so you know, when you weigh them in, you release them right there at the ramp. So there's a few in the lower end of Watts Bar already, you know, and so we're hoping they'll just keep multiplying and do down there what's been going on at Chickamauga.
Well, I can say one thing. Out of all the lakes that we went down over the years and fished in Florida, I've never seen the shad down there like they are on Watts Bar. So they ain't definitely gonna have to strain themselves to try to find something to eat. I mean, the temperature might slow them down some in the colder water and stuff, but as far as food for them, there's more here than I've ever seen in Florida. On them lakes down there, so you know, they may be eating a lot of different things down there out of some of them lakes. I don't know. I've never seen the shad population down there on any of them lakes that we fished. They compete with Watts Bar.
Yeah, ain't no doubt about it. There's a lot of bait fish in Watts Bar Lake. It sure is. I mean, but you know, say this, you know, 25, 30 years ago and longer, our winters were a lot colder, and you know, shucks, the shad would be all over the banks down there in the wintertime.
Oh yeah,
when
I've seen them
water
frozen ice.
Frozen ice, and they'd be dead up on the bank, and we hadn't seen that a whole lot in the last 10 years. No. So, you know, that really took a toll on the breeders of the shad and that kind of thing. Them being laying up on the bank dead, and the little old minnows an inch long, inch and a half. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Mike. Getting to be more and more bait fish, and the fish got plenty to eat.
No doubt. No doubt.
So, but what was the deal on that little old fish you caught there?
Well, he hit that minnow like he was a 10-pounder. I mean, he knocked the snot out of that minnow. I set the hook, and I didn't even think I had anything. I thought, well, it's a bluegill or something, you know, and he got my minnow, and I come winding it up, and that thing was on there. I said, I can't believe that. He was 2-3 inches long. I said, my goodness. Ferocious, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I said, dang. I said, had to look at him twice to make sure it wasn't a Kentucky or or something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was one of them Florida strain bass and stuff. And I said, dang, that's one of them little ones they've turned loose in here.
Right.
Stuff there. So anyway, I tried them crappie in several different places to start off with, and caught one. And it seemed like every time I turned around, I'd either catch a stripe or a catfish. And I kept changing not only location but depth and stuff, you know, moving in 15 foot of water or stuff, and then work my way back out or something on some structure and stuff, trying to find them crappie. And seemed like when I'd find one, it'd be around that 25-foot mark. Sometimes they'd be a little deeper, sometimes a little shallower.
Yeah.
3 or 4 foot either way, but I never really got into a good bunch of them, and kept thinking, well, there's plenty of fish out here that you could see on the depth finder from 20 foot to 30 foot just everywhere out there. And kept thinking, well, you know, and they'd come up and there's some fish coming up breaking, but I'm not sure whether it was a stripe or the rockfish. The breaks wasn't big enough at times to be rockfish, but I never could get anything to bite out of the ones that I did get to throw in, and I've seen several other boats sitting around waiting on some breaks and stuff. But it was a fairly decent day about fishing. The wind was a little bit tougher to start off with, but then it kind of slowed down, and you could kind of stay pretty close to the spots you wanted to fish. But I never did really get into, like I say, more than 1 or 2 fish out of a spot.
Mm-hmm.
And, so, you know, I think they're migrating back shallow again, but they don't have to really to find the food that they need, because there's plenty of food down there where they're at. But as far as the temperature-wise, I wouldn't doubt them starting to shallow up and people start catching them trolling and stuff again, you know.
Yeah.
Everything when it gets suspended and scattered out like that before they start congregating back in on the spot again. So it ain't gonna do nothing but get better as far as crappie fishing down there. The bass, I don't know what they're gonna do, because I spent at least about 4 hours that evening fishing for bass, and I got that one smallmouth there on spinnerbait, and I don't know what's wrong with him. I throwed about everything I could think of on them there, from jerk baits to spinner baits to crank baits and top water plugs, and a little bit of everything. Like I say, the only thing I didn't throw was Carolina rigs and worms and stuff like that. But them basses seem like they kind of hard to come by. But you could see a bunch of minnows in a spot, and then there'd be one big splash, and that'd be it. It'd be gone. So,
Yeah.
you know, I figured some of them had to be some bass that just come up and get them a mouthful and just go back down there and lay around and eat that bunch up. And they got ready, they'd come back up and get another mouthful, but they might not be in the same spot. They'd be 20, 30 yards somewhere else, wherever the school of minnows went to, you know, and stuff. So it's pretty tough on the bass fishing. I don't know what it took to win that tournament they had down there. I probably should have left a note on somebody's windshield to give us a call to find out what the results was on it. But there was a pretty good crowd out there fishing.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a pretty good tournament down there the other weekend. What I was told, I don't know, you know, what the deal was, but how many boats they had in it. They were supposed to have a pretty good tournament down there. But what about the crappie? Did you, and you said they were running how deep?
Around 25 foot. I caught some out there 27 and caught some in there 22, 23, you know, so it just easing in and out on some of that structure to try to figure out what it's at. And I think at one I was sitting in 27 foot, but I kept easing up a little bit with my line. Got up there 3 or 4 foot off the bottom and got one to hit. So,
Yeah.
you know, and they kindly suspended in some of the structure, but it just, you know, they just had to cover that area in there to find out where they're at. And some of them structure that I was fishing, man, it was getting hung up down in there, and had 1 or 2 to hang me up, and ended up breaking off or couldn't beat it loose, and I hope the fish got off because I couldn't get him up out of there. So, you know.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I mean, you know, we're right here at the 1st of tomorrow, be the 1st of November. I noticed today the upper part of the lake was real. Well, I mean, as much rain as we had is up in the bushes, you know. But they, you know, their target date usually is around November the 15th to have the water down.
I figured it'd done be down myself.
Well, I kind of did too, but it's
already
not.
done it. No.
It's not. But they, you know, they usually use around November the 15th as some, you know, plus or minus 4 or 5 days. But now, you know, shoot, I've seen them run up here, buddy. I mean, right to the November the 12th, buddy, and suck the bottom out of her.
Yeah.
She'd be down 4 or 5 feet, you know, in 2 to 3 days, running it hard. But, you know, I don't know that they'll do that this year. I've just seen it happen, you know, in the past at times, and then sometimes it'll take them a week to get it sucked down. So it's hard to say, but you know, it's just that time of year for them to start pulling the water down and getting down to the winter level, you know.
That's right.
So we'll see. And that's when you usually, you know, do better on your crappie, when they pull that water down and it cools off quite a bit more. But we'll see how it goes on that kind of thing. Let's see, Mike. Shucks, I seen Tony yesterday at work, but I didn't get to talk to him. Just throw my hand up and he'd shake his head, so I don't think he's been crappie fishing.
No.
So, you know, if we had, we'd have heard from him, hopefully. But anyway, I don't know. You know, like I said, we didn't get to communicate other than just me waving at him. And I don't know if he's been, you know, in the last little bit or not. I was hoping he'd give us a buzz over here and call in and let us know. But I'm sure if he'd been fishing and caught some, he'd called, you know.
Yeah,
that kind
more
of
likely,
thing.
more likely, yeah.
So, but anyway, we're just going to see what's going to happen. Talk to Bill coming over, and they're going out to winterize the camper there tomorrow, him and Paul, and we're looking forward to making a trip. Miss Polly's not doing much good, but we're just going to, you know, hopefully everything will work out, and we may make a 2 or 3 day trip out there here on towards the end of the month or something. Never know. And see if we can get on some of them smallmouth, Mike.
Yeah.
And I really do like our song and intro to the show with you and Mikey catching the crappie and me and you catching the smallmouth out there. Done real good. The music, old Jerry fixed up there for us. It looks real good, like it. And I keep thinking about that fish there, and I got back on that live well. That's the one I had that hook in my finger, and I was telling you to grab a hold of it. I didn't want him flopping around until I got that hook out of my finger before it got in there where I couldn't get it out. So, yeah, that happens sometimes. But anyway, anything else, Mike, you think we need to mention here right quick? We're running out of time. Got about 10 minutes.
Well, it's like I say, if you quit fishing for the winter, then you need to get things situated where you don't have trouble when it comes springtime, because you know how everybody gets the fever in the spring and wants to go, and then all of a sudden before they get to the lake, their bearings is out of their boat trailer and get there and their foot's froze up and busted, or motor won't start and all that, and it just makes me cringe every time I get to a boat ramp and see somebody pull in and reach down and start their motor up before they ever put it in the water. I thought, my God, if they just knowed what it was doing to that water pump in that motor when they do that. And it's just like putting a new set of tires on and get out here and light them up, as they say, smoke them out there on the asphalt. It just eats them all to pieces. What does that water pump the same way in that housing there. I've seen some of them, you just come in there to fix them for them, and you take that water pump apart, and then the whole housing's ruined. The blades is all burned off of it and everything else. Where they got it without water, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
I ain't bragging on nothing, but mine's right at 10-year-old, and I've never put a water pump in my motor.
Yeah.
I've always had it in the water when I started. And some of them want to pull it off and put a new one in every year, which I guess that's a good thing. But you know, as long as there's water in there, it won't mess them blades up. You're good to go. But you need to. I've always noticed, you know, my water pressure and the sight tube there spitting water out, so you know, you don't have no problems. But you know, changing that, checking that oil in that foot to make sure you ain't got no water in it, and treating your gasoline if you're gonna let it set. And if you got a carburetor motor, at least let it idle and run it out of gas.
Yeah, Missy called me the other day there and asked me what she need to do to hers, and I said, well, get you some of that Stay-Bill.
Yeah.
Pour it in your gas tank back there and crank the thing up and let it run 5, 10, 15 minutes, and make sure it's circulated through the system good, and then cut it off. And then I said, jack it up and put it on you, raise it up out of the water.
Yeah, you know, I've heard several people
batteries on charge.
Come back with several different things on gasoline. It's telling me that 22 days, the octane of it gets so low that it won't even fire. I don't know. You know, I know that old gasoline that you drained out of that camper when we fixed it, put that fuel pump in it and everything, had to get the gas out of it, and you put it in that fuel tank down there, and we got it out and poured it on the fire, and it wouldn't burn.
Yeah. Well, it was a lot older.
It was a lot older than 28 days, I guarantee you that, but I mean, still yet, it won't burn.
I don't know that it'll go, if that'll happen that quick, but I don't know, Mike. I don't see that. What I am saying is, what happens to this ethanol gasoline is when it sets, it settles on the bottom, and you know, it's basically alcohol and water.
Well, even if it's sealed up in the thing, you get a certain amount of it that evaporates.
Yeah, you know, but in the tank there, but you got a close, you know, you got a vent hose on your tank. But anyway, we'll do some research on that. But talking with Glenn about that a while back, if you know, when you put your boat up for 3 months storage or 4 months storage in the wintertime, and it's just sitting there, you need to put something in it. Excuse me. Because the ethanol settles to the bottom of the tank. Well, where does your engine get its gas from? From the bottom of the tank. The tube's about that far off the bottom of the tank. So it settles down, and that's the first thing that goes in the engine when you crank it over.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
where a bass fisherman or somebody that uses their boat, pontoon, wintertime, year round, you keep it stirred up. Like my boat's been sitting now for about 3 weeks, and I'm worried about I need to get down and stir it up.
Yes.
But yeah, when you're driving down the road, you're headed to the lake, but if you're using your boat quite regularly, you very seldom have a problem with it. But
That's
when
true.
you let one set up for 3 or 4 months at a time, if you could run it empty, you'd be better off.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
If it was right at the point of, being out of gas, the less the gas you had in it, the better off you'd be. But that's what I told Missy, pour a Stay-Bill in the gas tank and crank the motor up and let it run 10, 15 minutes, make sure it's stirred up good and through the engine, fuel system, and then, heck, you got 40 gallons of gasoline there. What are you going to do? Go out there and run it out, sit there and run it out. You don't want to, that's, but anyway, I don't know, personally, it's like my lawnmower gas, heck, fill it up and get 2 or 3 weeks out of it sometimes before you ever crank it up again. It seems to work just fine, without any problem, but I don't know how long it takes. How much we got? About 4 minutes. All right, Mike, we're going to have to get off of here and quit boring the people to death. Folks, we hope we got some film next week. If nothing else, Mike, we'll film somebody that can catch them. Yeah, we'll just follow them around and do some filming. Hopefully we can get on down there Saturday morning and catch a few fish and get us some fish and film. Anyway, want to remember one more thing. Kellytown Baptist Church is having their 70th year anniversary this Sunday morning. If you'd like to attend, we would love to have you. And, we got some speakers going to be there, some people that was in the church when it started, and this, that, and the other. So anyway, we just wanted to mention that, so if you got a chance to come down, you could. Anyway, God bless you all, and we'll see you next week. That's 5 days a week. They're open from 8 to 12:30 on Saturday. Hey folks, here at Tim's Tires, there's the times that they're open. That's 5 days a week. They're open from 8 to 12:30 on Saturdays. All right, folks, we're inside here in the warehouse. Just wanted to give you a quick look at all the tires and stuff they got. And here we are. There's some four-wheeler tires, lawnmower tires, just a mixture of about any kind of tire you want. So keep that in mind. Then here we get into the light truck, automobiles, that kind of thing. So just walk through here and give you a quick look at what they've got in stock here. I mean, it's
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
Let's go fishing. You know it's really great. Let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes. Let's go fishing. It's easy when you try. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike.